like chapter 2, and Nano was like, I don't trust Doleful, and I wish I did. It just ended up being right. 37% trophies, yeah. Meaning there's gonna be Despair Arc content. I'm gonna feel like the world is my oyster after I beat SMT3, after I platinum it. Because I've been working on that game for so long. So yeah, Doleful Detective is the Quartering Duke. I don't really know what to say about it. It's Revenge FF10 to 100%. Oh, it's cooking. I would love to do that. Because I love playing FF10 too. We have this whole, like, re-examining all the previous cases thing, which, again, it's like a good idea, but I felt like it wasn't executed that well. Armor Detective is alive and moved Ideal Detective's body. I think it would have been really cool if Ideal Detective was behind everything and was still alive inside Armor's suit, but, like, I think having major twists tied to characters with covered faces in visual novels is just something that we've come to expect at this point. So maybe it's good that they didn't go that route. I'm not feeling super good about the twists about who the actual Quartering Duke is. And I don't know that the game's writing is capable of saving those feelings for me, but we'll see. It was a good theory. It seems like there's no way Ideal isn't... Man, I honestly don't fucking know. Armor? There's something off about Armor Detective to me still. You keep your real Psycha Sherryford Holmes theory to yourself. That is gonna haunt me forever. This song is a bop. Gourmet Detective wasn't a villain. I guess that was also very surprising about this game. I fully expected Gourmet to be one of the bad guys. So Doleful's danger sensibility really was just bullshit gaslighting? No, I think that Doleful actually has a superpower because the Quartering Duke said that they obtained a superpower through experimentation. And if you think about it, he's the only one out of the group that has an actual superpower other than Ideal Detective, who also was experimented on. Like, all the other ones were just, like, good at something. It's just the MC, Ideal, and Doleful that had things that were insanely good. Photographic memory is, like, kind of up there, I would say. Bookie's talent is, like, extremely superhuman, almost. And then you have people in the group that literally have no ability, like Posh. Posh is literally just there vibing. Okay. Exactly. Senior, Downtown, and Workaholic all created elaborate schemes to die in accordance with the Quartering Duke's instructions. If we could find some evidence supporting this, we could charge him for instigating suicide, but as long as we don't have proof... You can't accuse the Duke of anything, am I right? And that's not your only problem. All those people you considered to be victims of the Duke, turns out they're perpetrators too. I don't know, Pangy, being able to lick eyes, keys, and detect specific chemicals on them is superpowery. You're right. You're right. I'm literally chalking that up to anime. So, Workaholic, I'm guessing, was with the Quartering Duke? I don't remember if that was exactly touched on. We might not find it. But it does look like this suicides thing. Hanging marathon tonight? Hey, Barry. Yeah, we're doing our usual Saturday shenanigans. How's your night going? We just finished up about 5 hours of Cold Steel, which was great. I finally got the OG Class 7 party members with me, and we kicked some butt together, so that was great. Now this is the finale of Process of Elimination now. Seriously, what a pickle! You put in so much legwork to pin down the Quartering Duke, only to learn he didn't kill even a single one of them. Thanks to you fine folks from the DA, over 100 tragic victims would be transformed into a pack of deranged killers. Setting things up for the next game on my list, Other 3. Oh, so we're done with Yakuza? You've been knocking games out left and right, Barry. Impressive. As you're so fond of saying, you'll reverse those tragedies, won't you? But ultimately, can you really call any of that justice? Exposing the truth won't make anyone happy. Nobody wants to learn about a reality like this, don't you think? Even still, we're detectives. There's no way we could obscure the truth like that. Yeah? Did you enjoy the game, Barry? I loved that game so much. My, such impressive words! How titillating. If your goal is to enact that level of justice, I just hope you're prepared. Prepared to deal with those already mourning the loss of their loved ones. Another blow while they're down, that is. If those poor hapless victims become the perpetrators of such mind-blowingly horrific crimes, their dignity would be stripped away. Yeah, I think, Like a Dragon had one of my favorite plots in an RPG ever. I felt really, really hooked on the characters and the world. The gameplay was also good. So yeah, I really have nothing bad to say about that game. It's a game that It's a game that I wasn't expecting to like
daddy to find
as much as I did. You want to give Kasuga a hug, and not just because I think he's hot. He is hot. I do wish, though, that he never got the big, like, dorky afro. I think he would have been way hotter with his look from the beginning of the game. The only Dragon Quest I like. Yeah, Rosen's an anti-Dragon Quest person, him and Zephyr. It's too bad. Dragon Quest XI is, like, a peak game. The afro grew. Yeah, the OG cut, when I saw him and I was like, this is the MC, I was like... giving me a hot main character is, like, almost, like, it's a total shoo-in for me enjoying a game. Wow. Rosen, how dare you? Also, Nano is trying to get me to play the new Atelier game, you guys. We're in danger. He did something that I can't ignore, and that's send me a picture of a character that I would find attractive, and then just be like, this character's in this game. And I'm like, shit. Yeah. Atelier Lumina. Armin, why are you blinking at me? Time to Google. Just send him, Nano, just send him the picture. He's like, this looks like your shield boy from Under Night, and I'm like, It does look like Sarugi. By revealing the truth, you'll invite the ire of hundreds, no thousands of individuals. You sure you're prepared for that? I swore I'd become an ideal detective, someone capable of saving others. I swore I wouldn't hesitate anymore, but now my heart is swimming in doubt. Victor von Duerer. I don't even know his name. Will solving this case actually save anyone? Maybe revealing the truth of the quartering duke would result in the greatest tragedy of all. What should I do? Someone please tell me and need your help, Saika. No matter how hard I think, I can't arrive at an answer. I don't know what choice a detective like me should make. Seems you finally get it. I'm not the quartering duke, so I couldn't say for sure, but I bet every detective would make the same face after hearing this. Wait, he's not the quartering duke? What? Did he at any point say that he's the quartering duke? Because it's possible that he's just working with the quartering duke. Okay, hold on. Are you really the quartering duke? I mean, it makes sense, right? I don't think he ever said that he's the quartering duke. You're gonna reveal the truth of the quartering duke. Feel free to try. I'll play along as the quartering duke, but personally... It could be that he just is with the quartering duke. Downtown was committed to catching her friend's killer, but once she realized her actions would sully her friend's name, she had to side with the duke. Both Senior and Workaholic have a long history of misdeeds. Maybe they preferred big victims of tragedy like the rest, without digging up the past. Workaholic would have been especially worried since he left behind a family. Reveal the Duke's crimes, and you'll do the same to his. What's more, he wrongfully suspected Renegade and killed a fellow Alliance member. His only way of atoning was to blame Renegade and die himself. Of course, this is all just my own speculation. You, how inhumane can you be? The inhumane one, really. Taking a life while having yours taken. That's just the place people's worries That's just the place people's worries and anguish lead them to. Then some meddling gumshoe barges in like he owns the place, hoping to reveal the truth. So idiotic. It won't be allowed to happen, in fact. It can't. That's exactly why the Quartering Duke created these cases that don't need anyone to solve them. The Detective Elimination Project. What the? Why is something like that even necessary? Sounds like you don't understand the feelings of those who died in the Quartering Duke incidents. Who gives a disgusted sigh, then continues. I get it, though. How it feels to suffer, to struggle in life, to want to die. But they lack the courage. For them, every day is a night without a dawn. The only one who could possibly understand them is someone like me. Someone who desperately wants to die but can't. Doesn't this just mean he's invincible, detective? What do you mean by that? You want to die but can't. Haven't you been saved by good luck all this time? The proof's in the pudding, I guess. Let me show you something fun, incompetent. Dolful abruptly turns the knife around in his hand and raises it high. What are you? He plunges the blade down toward his chest. It's carefully angled parallel to his ribs. As it stands, it'll pierce his heart and kill him instantly. However... Halt! Armor catches the arm holding the blade, leaving Dolful unscathed. I know this is the Quartering Duke we're up against, but still, I'm relieved. See, I just can't die. Remember how you saved me from the trap in the manor, incompetent? No matter what, someone interferes every time. What? Of course someone would interfere. Honestly, you should be thanking Armor. And why is that exactly? Isn't it up to me what I choose to do with my life? It's odd we had the vision of Dolful in the trap room. I agree. But I think he's addressing that right now. That, like, his actions would never have happened because he always gets saved. Yet you stepped in, all because you felt like it. Don't act like I should be grateful. Oh, hey, Twice.
Asinine name.
Me? Sir Dolful! Either way, the plan's been carried out, so I'll tell you everything. For years, people like me have died. Even my mom and dad. People around me have died. Even my mom and dad. Around the time I was old enough to understand, I was imprisoned here on Moor. That's when I learned about my power, the ability I had to unconsciously sense danger and avoid it. Traps, traitors, SPXs, I evaded them all. The staff, having witnessed me survive every trial imaginable, dubbed me Invincible Detective. But of all the survivors, I was especially puny. Apparently, they didn't notice I had the power of invincibility until the very end. Guess Workaholic never put two and two together. His face was so priceless when I told him in the underground research lab. So you admit it. You really are invincible, Detective, which means you're also the Quartering Duke. Does it, though? Maybe Invincible Detective being the Duke was just Workaholic's delusion. If anything, I'm a victim myself. I've spent this entire time trying to find proof of the DA's past offenses, but I could never get my hands on any. Even Senior, the manor's architect, was lost on how to open the hidden passage post-renovation. But as the elevator key was down there, I had to know. So when you guys found it yourselves, while you just so happened to be locked in the manor, that was a huge help. You really did me a favor there. So that's why you didn't kill us. You intended to use us as pawns all along. Once I discovered the secret to opening the passage, it wouldn't have mattered much if you all died. So, I am thinking about something. Didn't the Quartering Duke, during one of the broadcasts, use she, her pronouns? That means Dolful's not the Quartering Duke. Dolful is 100% just another, like, fucked up kid that got experimented on like Renegade. And is a sympathizer. Does this mean there's a world where Saika is still... Like, Saika could be the quartering Duke. What if both theories are correct?
No.
No? But I didn't mix well with Renegade, plus he caused an unnecessary murder and set the red SPX loose. No way I could have handled him alone. That's why I played nice and worked alongside everyone, so thanks! Love you guys! Does all the death you caused mean nothing to you, you brute? You ought to be ashamed. Ashamed? Why? You should know by now that Senior, Downtown, Workaholic, and all the rest of them died. They willingly chose to die. So what's the issue? What about that can't you allow? Pardon? It's not my own sense of justice, but society as a whole that won't abide it. Society? Define that for me. Is it something to prioritize above one's own self? You're spewing words more insipid than a roadside campaign flyer, Posh. Just goes to show you've never truly wanted to die. For those who do, living on is the real tragedy. They look for a swift release, for peace. They're always, always, always thinking about it. So you've always wanted to die? Yep, I've spent my whole life wishing that death would take me. Accidents are a constant with me. My family, friends, foster father, anyone I interacted with, they all died. One after another, only I survived. If I'm cursed to suffer this much, I'd rather be dead. But every time, every single time, I always survive. And you're telling me I've got no say in it? That I should smile and carry on even as I rain death around me? That I should just be happy? That's precisely my point. What good will dying do you? People must press on with the cards they've been dealt. Take myself, for instance. I lamented the fall of my house, but I still resist, fighting with tooth and nail. People can change and grow. Sure, abilities can be honed, but some things just can't be changed. For example, the fate you're born into, Posh. You possess talent and the means to nurture it, but I'm the total opposite. Briefly, you've all grown during the events of this island, but luck is one thing you can't ever change. As long as I keep living, misfortune will befall those in my presence. That's been the plague of my existence ever since I came into being. I think I agree. Like, I like Posh, but I think she's definitely a poser. So wait, now let's think about the beginning of the game where Doleful insisted on accompanying the group that was going to address the SPX. So maybe we prevent the tragedy in the beginning of the game by telling Doleful to stay behind. That's why Bookie knows she can bully her. I mean, Bookie's one of the most useful people here. You think she's Himiko tier? Oh, that's... She's definitely better than Himiko. She has resolve. Himiko, there's like nothing to Himiko. Can you truly say there's value in living even for someone as miserable as me? But if you work hard enough... So you're saying to work hard until things pan out? Spend enough days trying and trying with nothing to show for it, and you'll eventually break down. Those who work tirelessly and struggle endlessly, they're the ones who opt for death. They try too hard for too long, until they give in to despair. Magic. We have 4 Himiko commands. There are some things blood, sweat, and tears will never change. If you can't even realize how entitled you are, then shut the hell up. I understand how it feels to hate the circumstances you were born with, my legs being the way they are. But aren't there things that can be achieved thanks to those unique challenges? You've been a successful detective, haven't you? True enough, living life as an investigator was fun. Really was. There was actually a point where I thought I'd like to stay one, seeing as this line of work can accommodate the use of my strange abilities. But as I encountered tragedies as a detective, I realized something. There are those who are born into tragedy and those who can't bear it. Is not being able to handle it really so wrong? Is dying not an acceptable option for some to have? Of course not! Their families would be devastated, wouldn't they? Huh, I see. So people without families are free to die then. What? No, that's not... I've experienced every hardship around under the sun, so I know there are plenty of people who aren't loved by their families or who don't love them back. My first family loved me, only to end up killed in a car accident. I saw them ground into meat right before my very eyes. I was wasting away, so my second family tried desperately to cheer me up. As a reward for their love, they were flattened by a mountain of rubble. My third family feared me. They tried to kill me, calling me an angel of death. But now they're together forever, bedridden in a hospital. The bonds of family are as tenuous as mist. There must be those outside your kin who value you. To yearn for death is the height of folly. I have a long-lost sister I can no longer call family, yet my love for her prevails. Whether or not you're aware, someone surely feels the same of you. What if I don't have a single person in the world who does? If not today, then in time you shall. Believing as much is the only way. How can you say that with so much certainty? I could never be so confident. Someone would care for me, no matter how hard I tried. It's amazing how much faith you have in yourself, Armor. Nay, that is not what I... What do you mean then? You want to make this peaceable claim that everyone on this planet is destined to be cherished by someone someday, but for a wretch like me, shunned by all just for being around, the idea is unfathomable. Must be nice. Lovable people like you have it so good. Humans are social creatures. We need to be for our survival. As long as you exist, your death will inevitably impact someone you've interacted with. That's why you've got to live. Live for all those people with whom you've made a connection. There it is. That's the exact way of thinking that strips people of their rightful choice to die. Yo, Phil. I need to make another drink soon. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the finale of Your Turn to Die, Detective. What are you getting at? If all you're seeing is yourself, you'll limit your perspective, and your life will become that much more empty. Happy Sipping Booze Saturday, hell yeah. By accepting yourself as a part of this world, you can expand your point of view and walk down a brighter path. There you go again, that carefree attitude is so typical of those privileged enough to take that road. I'm part of this world, expand my view, my point of view. What does that even mean? Wake up and realize how many people this totalitarian mindset hurts. Totalitarian? Say incompetent. Did you know? Apparently 70% of those with suicidal thoughts in this country never mention it to anyone. They're driven to the brink of ending it all, but unable to express themselves out of fear of being a burden. So they die without telling a soul. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't you be your own highest priority? And yet these people would rather prioritize the convenience of others. Why? Well, Gourmet Detective, isn't the fact that you're trying to slit your throat right now another one of those baffling contradictions? Gourmet freezes, knife in hand, the blade is pointed at her neck. Gourmet, are you seriously? Yes, I've made up my mind. He's too much of a menace to this world. Wait, if she detonates his collar, doesn't that kill all of them? Mariah's telling me she's serious. She really intends to kill Doleful here and now. Normally I would have stopped her immediately, but right now I can't find the courage. The Quartering Duke's existence is an even greater atrocity than I realized. I'm keenly aware of this societal rot he's caused. What if this is not Quartering Duke? I don't think killing's acceptable, but in this case... That moment, my vision flickers. Next thing I see, Gourmet is collapsed and covered in blood, and there stands Doleful without so much as a scratch. It's pointless, Gourmet. Even if you die, it won't make a difference. Huh? What are you saying? It's just like Doleful said earlier. Even if you sacrifice yourself to detonate his collar, you still won't be able to kill him. I'm guessing the collar will misfire. I was able to simulate that outcome. Misfire? That's impossible. The collars may be a little old, but what are the odds he'd get the only defective one? Just when I thought I'd finally find my release. Such a shame, Gourmet. But Incompetent is right. Even if you die, my collar won't explode. I'll survive, and your death will be meaningless. Get it now, right? I won't die. I can't. I'm not allowed to. This is who I am. Then I'll stab you myself, even if it costs me my life. Gourmet readies her knife. Her hand trembles ever so slightly. Shaking, you know. You weren't able to act on your do or die resolve. That's a blow to your pride, I bet. Why are you so set on this anyway? Do you really think becoming some kind of martyr will mean a thing for society? Of course it would. Stopping you here means fewer casualties. You'd have to endure what I have or worse. That's why you're gonna make a casualty of yourself? The world is full of people like you, Gourmet. Folks who care too much about society at large. The most important thing is yourself, but you're out here thinking of others you can't even name. That's why this modern world needs the Quartering Duke now more than ever. Consider why there have been over 100 victims. You mean why the death toll has climbed so high? Same, Rosen. I've been wondering how the Duke was able to find so many obedient pairs willing to kill each other. Then, as if sensing my confusion, Dor shoots me in and continues his speech. The victims were the ones who contacted the Quartering Duke in the first place. All of them were people desperately wishing to die. It can't be. Contacting the Duke just to die? That's absurd. How could they get in touch with him without leaving any traces? It's not that hard. If the Duke were a detective, you just have to build an affinity with these Death Seekers wherever he gets deployed. A gal like downtown and all her followers online, it'd be simple to create an invisible network with the Duke at its center. He's the fine thread linking all the victims. He doesn't even need to meet them in person, so you wouldn't be able to ferret anything out. How could someone be so intent on dying that they'd reach out to him like that? Is it really so enigmatic? It seems pretty sensible to me. Like I said, when people want to die, they end up thinking about the impact. They worry about causing others trouble or leaving family behind. Our lives should be our own, yet their thoughts are poisoned by the rampant totalitarianism in this world, and they end up paralyzed. But what about the victims of the Quartering Duke incidents? Has anyone ever blamed them as opposed to the Duke himself? Thinking back on it, I've seen comments from the Duke's followers praising him, but never anyone who derided the ones who died. Not a soul, right? Of course not. The only people who mock the poor, hapless target of an unjust murder are those who live to put others down. Get it now? If they were killed by the Duke, no one would blame them. People all over the world sympathize with their untimely end. The Quartering Duke is a free pass to death. 100 victims attest to the vast number of people yearning to escape modern society. The Duke doesn't kill, he simply offers salvation to those who suffer in life. Everyone falls silent, at a loss for words, at the reality of the case. Doleful's argument is a strong one. No one speaks up to counter him. We've gone through so much together, and now we understand just how much pain his ability has caused him. For some, life is such agony that death would be salvation. And the Quartering Duke is a free pass to get there. In the face of this unspeakable truth, someone as ordinary as me couldn't possibly muster a reply. Hey, Incompetent, you're always going on about reversing tragedies and all that, yeah? Why don't you try to turn this one around too? Though I doubt you'd be able to do that for over 100 people, no matter how hard you try. Maybe if we finish early, we can accidental skip and go back to Cold Steel. So, it's taken like a philosophical turn, I guess? At this point, I'm just kind of along for the ride. I don't think Doleful is the Quartering Duke. So yeah, I think there's still a twist left. We're gonna time travel and save downtown. Why is the delivery on that line so good? It just is. So you know what's funny? The character in Epic 7 that says that is Harsetti. She almost looks exactly the same as a villain in Three Houses. I can't remember her name though. She's the big booba lady that is in Dimitri's route. But that lady looks almost one for one exactly the same as Harsetti. Yeah, that's why we have like 100 Epic 7 commands, if not more. Oh, and there's Armin with his booba. Doleful, no, the quartering duke erupts into raucous laughter. I really don't think Doleful is a quartering duke. He's just unhinged. I clench my fists and stand there uselessly unable to do a thing. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Maybe becoming a great detective really is beyond my capacity. This is... The fact that I don't remember her name bugs you? Oh, the Three Houses lady, right? I really can't think of what her... Cornelia. Oh my god. Fabbles, good shit.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, good shit, Fabbles. Cornelia looks exactly like Harsetti. Also, let's do a thing real quick. My team that I was raising in FEH has reached max level, so I need to submit a new group to, like, train. I think we're gonna send Mavier. And, Pirate Veronica. And Claude. And... Dorothea? Yeah? Banger FEH lineup, thank you. They're just grinding the feathers mode, forging bonds or whatever. I got my first copy of this guy the other day. Chris. Oh, so the Dorothea I'm using is like a duo. Oh yeah, and my boy, he got to level 40. So, I will be looking for merges. No Dorotheas at all? There's a new Noir that I was raising. She seems good, but the ninja units always seem kind of cracked, right? I was actually summoning really hard for the green Diamant alt that came out. Oh, I was also building this queen. For Tom. If Tom's there, she's here. Brave attacks go burr. They really do. I love Chloe. What's up, Blackbird? Hey, that is Tom. You're right.
And they lived happily ever after.
Tom idolizes her, and he is correct for doing that. Okay. They are gonna forge some bonds for me. Mavier is also there. I just promoted a copy of him today. He's a new 5-star. If Chloe didn't talk about folk food, she'd be S tier. Yeah, the design is mainly why I like her. The folk food thing is like... It, like, doesn't really make sense. Like, I feel like the translation is weird. Because I've never heard that term until I played Engage, folk food. And it's supposed to be like local specialties. But like, yeah. Random and out of place, unfortunately, is like 60% of Engage's support conversations. They didn't want to call it poor people food. But like, at the same time, poor people eating snakes? Like, make it make sense. Right? And like the eyeball conversations are all weird. Like, you know, maybe it's time to make a YouTube video talking about Fire Emblem Engage's supports. I could collab with Dots. I know he's not here right now because he's dodging spoilers. I should probably tell him not to play this game. Anyways, hold that thought. I'm gonna go and make another drink on that note. Hey guys. Also, Phil, cheers. Doo-doo-doo. Okay. This is... I realize I'm on a familiar street. It's the one that I call home. I lived a normal life in this average, peaceful place. Back then, I didn't know the truth about what had happened 10 years ago. Even though it's only been a week, I can't help but feel a strong sense of nostalgia. I saw that, Rosen, and I literally read it on stream. Like, I didn't read the message itself, but I read it while I was streaming, and I just replied, oh dear. I see a familiar boy pass by. It's me? But his complexion is sickly and his gait is unsteady. He looks like he could keel over at any second. Hey, you alright? Can't stop myself from calling out, but his voice is identical to mine. He doesn't seem fazed as he responds to me. What's up? I'm gonna be late to cram school, so if it's not important, I gotta keep going. Huh? Oh, sorry, your face looked a bit pale, so I was worried. You're worried? So what? Next moment, the face of my lookalike turns angry and shouting, his tone growing hoarse. Gonna help? You can study for me, raise my grades, even though they never go up, no matter what? Get me into my dream school? Everyone's always asking if I'm alright, but do they ever do anything about it? No. I'm not alright. But no one ever tries to help me. Yeah, the only one who can save me now is the Quartering Duke. So I'm over it. I'm not alright. I'm just done. Wait! version of me consumed by his academics darts off somewhere. Then another me appears. Again, when I have to speak to him. Gonna take over my job for me? How would you even help by giving me money? Raising my family? Ridding me of all my anxieties about the future? If you can't save me, then how dare you tell me I have to live? I want life to be easier. In the end, living will never make me happy. I stand there, berated by my own self. It's nothing. Living just doesn't interest me. Must be nice having stuff you enjoy. I'm jealous. But what about my dull existence? Why is your life so fun, huh? Another version of myself comforts me, exasperated. Confronts me, exasperated even. If you're gonna sweep it all under the rug, then help me. Take on the debts my parents left me. Why me? Why does this only happen to me? And another sobbing in frustration. As my awareness fades, my various selves continue to cry out, lamenting their lots in life. In my vision and the entire expanse of my mind, I remain still in an empty void, enveloped by a slight floating sensation. See, I finally understand now. The people I'm seeing, they're the sort that would cling to a figure like the Ring Duke, the ones who will give up their lives to him in the future. There was certainly nothing remarkable about them, and in truth, this world is full of individuals like that. Sure enough, life isn't always fun and games. In fact, it's full of constant challenges. There's no guarantee I would have ended up as one of the versions of me. Not if I hadn't been summoned to Morgue and reunited with Saika. If it's like Doleful says, and truly inhabit a world where anyone might call Duke, maybe we're in the wrong for trying to expose his crimes after all. Maybe detectives who reveal unpleasant realities aren't necessary. Maybe it's preferable to tell a palatable lie. Maybe dying is easier than living. Maybe I should just give up. I feel my resolve crumble as I second-guess my ability to continue following Saika's footsteps. I've walked the path of a detective for so long, yet I've lost the road ahead of me. With my willpower gone, I feel weariness take over. It's looking like maybe we're gonna get a bad end, and then we go back to the beginning, tell Doleful to stay at the mansion, and then get the good route, like the good end, where everybody lives. I should just leave things as they are. It'd be so easy. I noticed something fall from my pocket. What's this? Picking it up, I realize it's a Hanafuda deck. As I examine the cards decorated in cherry blossoms, my vision flickers. Fuck? But my chest. Sorry, sis. I think I hear Rowdy's devastated voice. A burning pain lingers within me, as if I've been pierced through the chest. This scene, this is how it feels to get poisoned. Feels like my brain's gonna melt. Sucks, major ass. Mystic, Worm, and everyone else. Sorry I got all you caught up in this. Incompetent? Dude, you better not lose to Doleful. Oh. So it is Doleful. You know what? Let's When you're dying, you, like, really think about all the stuff you wish you could have done. Town. I'm struck by a sudden chill, as though my mind is dissolving. It hurts. I'm dizzy, nauseous. Unable to stay on my feet, I topple over. Tears stream freely from my eyes. But it isn't because I'm in pain, it's because I finally grasped the purpose of this vision. The denouement is showing me the past, the final memories of the detectives who perished here on Morgue. Using a trap, how inhumane. But I shall not fall so easily. I cannot leave Bookie all on her own, I must live. Sorry to go on ahead without the rest of you. Yes, demons are demons, right until the end. But either way, my love for you is real. You probably won't ever know it, but here in my final moments, my thoughts are with you all. So forget about your papa and live a happy life. You'll always be in my heart. Bye. Hey, are we seriously gonna do this? There's still time to back out, you know. -1 point. The moment is here at last and you're hesitating, Downtown Detective. You've already taken 22 lives. Far be it from us to cling pathetically to our lives at this point. So why do you bring some random kid to the island then? I don't tattle on you to the Duke or anything, but it's like against the rules, right? Can you imagining how much better the game would be if Mystic and Downtown didn't die early? What makes you say that, Rosen? Not so sure myself. Until now, I've always lived with the feeling that I missed my chance to die. Perhaps it's thanks to my encounter with that promising lad that I got the idea to entrust him with a fulfilling life that I was never able to lead myself. What is all this?
Hun, sweetie, love, darling.
Memory after memory plays in my head. It's the way Stream likes characters because they remind them of Ava. And just a reminder that Ava was from a fucking horrible game.
Yes.
But we all like Ava. Like, it's actually sort of uncanny. Like, Inescapable, for all intents and purposes, is probably the second worst thing I have ever streamed. But Ava was an icon. I don't know, I really don't know what to make of it. Not one of them was truly hoping for death. It's been too long since I've heard you call me by that name. I was prepared to die from the moment I arrived on Morgue. After all, in a way, I already had when you took on my fate 10 years ago. Even so, people's hearts are insatiable. I swore I was prepared, but as I lay dying, my earthly attachments yet lingered. Watto, knowing you, I have little doubt that you'll once again endeavor to step in my shoes and continue onward as ideal detective. I'm afraid I've been entirely selfish from the very beginning. So until you can accept the title of Ideal Detective as your own, you allow me to stay by your side. Floating sensation that had consumed me so soon disappears, and I finally feel my feet firmly planted on the ground. Amidst the blinding whiteness, familiar figures loom just ahead. Everyone. The detectives who have since passed now appear before me. This can't be real. This must be a vision created by the denouement. Or maybe they're all delusions born in my mind. At last you've grasped your true power. You can see dead people. I previously explained how the core essence of the denouement isn't predicting deaths, but seeing all the ways to show yet. And then, as if addressing my doubt, Saika materializes before me. Right now, you're witnessing their residual thoughts, but your connection to them was weaker, so I doubt you're able to interact. Tell me, do you know what they all regret? I look again, but their faces have gone dark. What worldly repentance could they long for? I have no idea. What do they regret? I have no idea either. What's that supposed to mean? Normally, there's no way to know what regrets the dead may have. The Quartering Duke has simply assumed he brought them salvation. Yeah, they regret dying. However, you have the ability to perceive much more. In time, you'll even be able to understand that which the departed think and feel. Until that time comes, think long and hard. Consider if dying truly is the correct choice for them.
僕も最初は八つ崎公の言う通り救いになってると思ってた。
Yeah, Renegade's not here, and fuck Renegade. At first, I really felt like the Duke had a point with his idea of salvation, but after encountering so many different visions of death through the denouement, I believe the Quartering Duke is actually mistaken. Dying won't make things easier, nor will it bring deliverance to anybody. Insensibly, one begins to twist facts to suit theories, instead of theories to suit facts. Wise words from Sherlock himself. You mustn't let the sophistry fool you, Watto. Do you believe those who died by the Duke's hand truly wished for such salvation? Use your mind to challenge these ideas. This is a duel against the Duke himself. Thanks, Saika. They should all be dead, yet they are looking at me with happiness on their faces. I don't know what their smiles are supposed to mean. How am I supposed to understand what the dead are feeling? But whatever the case, I want to believe that they've placed their hopes in me. Don't worry, I'll handle those regrets of yours. Seeing this here and now is all I need. When I think about how I'm taking on the hopes and dreams of those who've passed, I feel as if a ray of light is shining upon me. I feel as if I've realized the full truth behind the case of the Duke. My consciousness comes back to reality. I wipe the tears that have spilled from my eyes and face the Duke once more. I'm not going to hesitate anymore. Even if the reality is a tragic one, there's only one thing a detective can do in a situation like this. Quartering Duke, your methods are all wrong. These incidents don't bring salvation, they're undeniable murders. I swear on my pride as a detective, I will bring you justice. Here I thought you had zoned out. Now you're babbling all this nonsense. Someone hasn't gotten enough sleep. Do you want to bring me to justice? Does that mean you're set on painting all those victims as perpetrators now? You lucky duck, you. At least you got to live a relatively happy life beforehand. So, you ready to be hated and despised by untold masses? Ready as I'll ever be. Bookworm steps in front of the Quartering Duke and begins to speak. Obviously, the truth isn't always a happy one. When I learned how my father had died, I felt like my heart had been torn to shreds. But now I'm glad I know the facts, because as long as I refused to come to terms with them, I would never have been able to move forward. She's not talking in her usual speech pattern. You're a tough one, Bookworm. I'm almost jealous. You're the pinnacle of fortitude, and I really look up to that. But not everyone can be as strong as you. If you reveal the truth, I'm certain that every greater tragedy will spawn from it. True, the sweet lie may be easier to stomach than the bitter truth. It only makes sense to do what will save you, regardless of what the world says. But victims of the Quartering Duke aren't being saved. They're just being murdered, plain and simple. Murdered? And by... exactly. They're simply entrusting their lives to Quartering Duke's free pass. Don't try to brush it off, calling it a free pass. Say what you will, even if it was suicide, that doesn't change the fact that people involved in the Quartering Duke incidents were killed. What? But it's because they chose to die of their own free will that the body count is now over 100, and all without a shred of evidence. I won't repeat myself again. Even if the Duke never contacted them, their spirits were already dead. Living on would only make them suffer more. You're wrong. All you did was convince them that dying was their only option. They feel so cornered that it narrows their outlook. The truth is, they're desperate to find an alternative to death. But the problem is that they don't see any. Don't assume everybody can pave a new path through hard work alone. Some are too burnt out to make the effort. But they can still put in the effort to die? Who are you to decide that they're at their limit, that no other options exist? Don't you say that there was a connection between the Duke and his victims? You're just projecting, seeing their deaths as the way that you want to see them. How could you possibly know that they had no other choice? Well, what do we have here? You can't make a fair judgment, so you're muddling the narrative with trick questions, but it's true. I can't say if dying in a Quartering if dying in a Quarter Duke incident makes them happy, but you can't know if living would make them better off. At least the Duke's victims decide for themselves that dying will bring them joy. What reason could anyone have to dispute their actions? Coming to that conclusion is the crime. Conclusion is the crime? In the research facility, Workaholic asked me if I would rather sacrifice myself to rescue someone else or forsake them to save myself. Link of Carnitas. Workaholic's actions prove he chose the option to sacrifice himself. So what about you, Incompetent? Maybe you'd sacrifice yourself to rescue another. Just like him, you're always worrying about other people. No, I wouldn't. Now there's a surprise. So you're the type who thinks that you can save even more lives by surviving, huh? Wrong again. Actually, I wouldn't choose either option. You see, I've realized the flaw in his question. I was wondering what you were about to say, but then you go and spoil the fun. Let me guess, you try to find a way to save everyone. Then, when push comes to shove, naive sentiments like that won't help anybody. Don't forget, detectives exist to reveal the truth. I'm aware. That's why I don't want to talk about saving people in hypotheticals. Like of Carnitas and the Quartering Duke share the same failing. Both force a choice between one of two options. Seriously think they're anything alike? Don't slander the Quartering Duke with your fallacies. He's a savior, merciful, ending lives that will never attain earthly salvation. There's no point, there's no difference. From the outset, you forced others to choose between miserable existence or an easy death. At all times, Doleful is just like Narutoing.
Oh, thank you.
Fucking loved Tokiko. Unless someone opts for death, their future prospects are infinite. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Only those who win the lottery of life will get those opportunities. Anyone born without that luck is doomed. There's no question. For them, death will only make things better. I can't die, that's why I understand. I truly understand the people of this nation who wish to ease the burden of life by dying. Didn't I just tell you? Over 100 people volunteering themselves to the Duke. There's your clear-cut answer, all of them open your eyes. They each realize that the ease and comfort of death would make them so much happier. Making things easier, finding happiness aren't the same thing. Workaholic got frustrated when he asked me about the two. He told me I should stop idealizing things and trying to save everybody. But what's bugged me about it in real life, it's never a simple choice between options. It's always more complex than that. This is actually, it's dragging for me. I'm getting a little bit impatient, as I'm sure you guys can hear in my reading of this. Even still, you're pushed to go one way or the other, with the possibility seriously reduced. Anyone would pick the path of least resistance. The trolley problem presents a similar issue. By throwing one person onto the rails, you can save 5 lives, but apparently over 80% of respondents say you wouldn't do it. And only 30% of them can affirm their choice. When faced with 2 unfavorable options, people inevitably gravitate to the easier one. It's one thing if you're strong like Rowdy, but you can't expect everyone to hold that much conviction in their decisions. Yeah, I agree completely. Especially when you're at a low point, your perspective can become restricted. During our time here on Morgue, I often found myself wrestling with these thoughts alone. I couldn't have solved a single case on my own. Yeah, we need to hurry up to the save downtown timeline. The Duke offers only 2 options: live and suffer, or die in comfort. In that sense, his method is no dying to make things easier isn't his way. Even if it's hard, even if it's struggling, you might still have a chance to choose a happy life. What if you don't? I also thought I could be saved if I didn't give up. Everyone who died probably felt the same. The way all the children believe babies come from storks. What? And yet, everyone gets brought back to reality at some point. They realize deliverance doesn't exist, that their very life is a tragedy. Could you have saved them? You think one detective could have done anything to help them? You couldn't rescue anyone. You have no right to criticize the Duke. What's wrong about seeking salvation to death? Everything after you said so yourself.
求めているのは
God!
ことじゃなくて
Guys, please, please, you've been talking in circles. For the first time, the quartering Duke is at a loss for words. Without hesitation, I speak my thoughts to hammer
死ぬ
home.
ことは妥協した結果
Settling
の
for
手段
death is just a compromise. If they truly want salvation, surely there must be some other way of finding it. Cuba bemoans totalitarianism, but is dying without rocking the boat any different. Why
全
should
体
they?
主義的じゃないのか
No, you got it wrong. I just wanted to make a world where there's no hope of salvation for anyone. To grant liberation for those who don't want to cause problems for us.
迷惑をかけずに
It's
死ぬく
better
らい
to
な
live
ら
and cause problems
迷
than
惑
to
を
die without
誰に
causing
迷
any.
惑を
If
か
you,
けてでも世界
even
に
if
迷
it
惑をかけ
inconveniences
てでも
others or the whole world,
まず
living
自
is
分
still
の
your
生きる
top
ことが
priority, isn't it?
大事だ
That's
ろ
when you can start looking for
世
salvation.
界に迷惑をかけずに死ぬことで救われるだなん
Finding
て
it by dying is a
悲
whimper.
劇の結
Yes,
末
we fucking get it!
僕
God.
がこの手で覆してみせる
You've created countless tragedies, but I'm gonna turn them around myself.
それが傲慢だって言う
Realize how
から
arrogant you sound. You're the one. There are some who can't reach the finish line alone, who can't see any salvation. That's why the Duke is needed to usher them into a comfortable end. Or would you rather have them? No, no, stop, please, 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 please do not explain that you're giving them a sweet release to death because they want to die, and then we're gonna retort in a different way somehow that you should just let them live anyways. Would it be problematic if I said I preferred inescapable? Yeah, it would, because at that
At
point,
times like this, you just have to act yourself. WWID.
at that point, you would be misremembering how bad inescapable was.
The kitchen is closed.
その通りだよ
Yep, I am.
残酷だっていいさ
Hate me, call me cruel, it's fine. Either way, I won't pull anyone off stage, no matter how tragic it is. Once you die, the show's over, but stay alive, and any tragedy can be
生きている
reversed.
限り
The curtain up, and there's always a chance to turn it around.
それは君に
Yeah,
才
maybe for
能
someone
が
with talent,
僕が無能だったこ
you
と
knew
は
from the start how incompetent I was.
きっとこの島に来な
If
か
I hadn't come to this island, I'd probably have stayed my same bumbling self forever, unable to do a thing.
もしかしたら
Maybe I would have given up on making an effort and ordered myself the Duke, just to make things easier, but instead, I met everyone here, learned, and got
たくさんの
stronger.
ことを
No
学
matter
んで
who you are, you may get an opportunity to turn things around.
訪れるとは
Maybe
限
you
らない
won't,
でもゼロじゃ
but
ない
it isn't a 0% chance. Dying will make it impossible for sure. Death robs you of your future and all its possibilities. That isn't a sacrilege upon anyone other than yourself.
誰もが
Everyone views themselves as the protagonist of their tragedy, but even as they brood and suffer, you're still
苦し
fighting
み
to
ながら
turn the
そ
tide.
の戦う意志をもうお前なんかに奪わせたりはし
I
ない
won't let someone like you rob them of their will to resist. No one is getting eliminated. I'll take ideals,
事
place,
件の
and
真
valid
相を発
reveal.
表
無能だ絶対に
Promise
後悔
you'll
する
be
ぞ
sorry about this. You won't be lauded as some big
大勢
hero.
の人の
You'll
名
be
誉を
cursed
傷
as
つ
a
けた
fiend
罪
who
人として
dragged the names of
恨まれ
countless
るこ
people
とに
through
な
the
るん
mud.
だ
An egotistical
自分の
fool
理想
blinded
を
by
押
his
し
own
付ける
faults.
覚悟はできてい
I'm
るさ
prepared for that.
でも
Pretty fitting for a guy called Incompetent
この
Detective.
探偵の名にふさわしい結末だ
Even if no one agrees, even if I don't have a single ally, I'll...
上司に相談もせず一人で
Don't
抱え
go
込むんじゃあり
assuming
ませ
such
んわよ
things without consulting your superior first.
あなた一人に
Do you
罪を
truly
背負
intend to
う
accept this undertaking all by yourself, incompetent as your chief?
私も
I shall bear the blame alongside you. Let us indict the Duke
これまで
for
死んでい
the
た
sake
方
of all we've lost. Hush.
我も背負うぞ
I too shall share in your burden, good sir.
確かに死ぬことが
As
救いとな
and,
る
and
場合も
why
あ
the
るだろう
fuck are you alive? At times, I can indeed find succor in oblivion, but as one who has full crushed with death and failed to save those dear to me, I've this to say.
どのような理由があろうとも
No matter the reason, one mustn't flee from their mortal coil. By hook or by crook, my armored detective shall protect you,
無
sir
能殿を
Incompetent.
守り抜く
少女の意を決して一歩
Picking
前
up her
に踏
mind,
み
the
出し
girl steps forward. But this is no time to be speaking in third person, is it?
お父さん
My father, downtown detective, all those we've lost on this island desperately tried to live, and I know for certain that other people are the same.
いくら残酷でも
Regardless of its ugly cruelty, I too refuse to avert my gaze from the
私も
world.
こ
I'll
の世界
survive
から
along with
目
you,
を背
strongly,
けたり
earnestly,
しません僕は
As Renegade said, I unwittingly took advantage of my circumstances, assuming others would protect me. I saw myself as a tragic hero, which is good that I saw myself that way because where the fuck am I on the screen? Okay. But after all I've experienced here on Morg, I realized something. Facing yourself is the most important thing you can do. So Quartering Duke, no. Doleful, you should face yourself properly too. Don't sugarcoat things with lofty words. Acknowledge the lives you've taken. I was also prepared to give my life for the sake of the world. But you know, incompetent, Doleful's words helped me realize something. First and foremost, being a part of this world isn't for others, it's for yourself. So I'll do my part by bringing you in, Doleful. Not for the sake of the world or anything, but because the way you live ticks me off. Fucking absolutely not with Renegade Detective. Actually, kind of a goated CG. And I'm happy that armor is cut off. And I guess Gourmet is there. The morning sun pierces through a world shrouded in the darkness of night. Oh, hey, Jackie, what's up? Yes, very that Tenkai. The flotation devices, yeah, she can swim. She can swim for days. Replace Gourmet with Downtown. I would have zero problems with that. If Downtown had lived the game and we didn't have Gourmet, actually would be a decent timeline. Its rays shine on those gathered around me, casting long shadows upon me. Thank you, all of you, for shouldering this responsibility with me. Are you insane? What are you thinking? Will the DA stop you? You guys don't have a single ally on the planet, so why are you so committed? Because that's a detective's duty. They're always needed in the wake of any tragedy. It's our job to face the challenges that no one else can. Even if the world shields its eyes, detectives must still face reality. That's why we'll say it as many times as it takes. The culprit of the Quartering Duke case is you, detective. Everyone faces Doleful. No, the Quartering Duke, directly. No one's flinching. No one looks away. Just as the Duke says, it's hard to toot our efforts to reveal the truth as justice. But no matter how many names get dragged through the mud, no matter who criticizes us, no matter what hardships we may face, we will reverse this tragedy, firmly believing that once we do, the brightest future awaits us. I almost forgot! Quartering Duke chortles on as he raises his knife. Order me all you want, I'm still invincible. There's no way I can die. If the SPX attacks now, I'm sure someone as dutiful as Ideal will come take the hit from me. Quartering Duke slashes his wrist, spraying blood every which way. In an instant, that dreadful mechanical ring erupts from by. One more time! We have to use this plot device. This is the final time. Reacting to the Quartering Duke's blood, the black SPX springs to life. Not good. If this keeps up, he's going to get killed. Is there any sense in saving a maniacal killer? Either way, there's no time for internal debates. It's time to go shopping at Target! I jump in front of the Quartering Duke, guarding him with my body. It's just like when Ideal Detective died. You acted on the spur of the moment. Pitiable. You ought to die with regret. I'm not regretting a thing. Because I'm committed to keeping you alive no matter what. As the Quartering Duke's words reach my ears, my vision fills. Armor. Just as I'm about to be attacked, Armor leaps forward to shield me. Wait, the banger song! This is the title screen music!
まったく
Back a day.
サイカも無能
First Saika, and now you, my good sir. All my beloved, sally forth with me! Evidently, I must needs become swifter and mightier? You're always looking out for me. Thank you.
我だけではないさ
It's not I alone. Nice, it detonated. It was a good call having Gourmet remove our collars.
まだ首輪はあります。覚悟してください。
What? When did that happen? Oh, it must have been during the 30 minutes that we talked about if you should let people die that ask you to kill them. Yes, and literally during the 30-minute loop conversation. Okay.
僕が時間を稼ぎます。
I'll buy us time, everyone get to the off the helipad right now. Everyone moves away from the black SPX at Techi's command. He must have a strategy in mind. I follow after the others without question.
作戦通りですね。
All according to plan, said the girl, pressing the button
少女
over
の
the
ヘリポ
helipad.
ートの数。
Before I can grasp the situation, Bookworm dashes to the control panel and operates it, causing the platform to descend with the SPX still up. I thought it took a... Didn't they say earlier it took a while for the helipad to operate? When did you come up with all this?
即席ですよ。
On the fly. Thanks to you, our group has become a lot more cohesive, the girl said, a content smile upon her
団結
face.
力がつきましたね。お待ちなさい。
Hold it right there! I hear a voice calling out from behind.
隙を見て逃げ
I
出す
knew
と
you
思っ
looked
て
for
い
an
ましたが
opportunity to flee, but you cannot escape my keen eye. Out of my way. I'm still armed, remember? You really think a woman like you can do a thing to me?
あらあら。
How unbecoming of you to underestimate my prowess.
わっちゃ
Posh catches the quartering dude in the collarbone with a knife hand strike. Unable to react, the Duke topples over from the sudden assault. Hold the Pinkerton family trump card, Baritsu! At last, it gets its moment to shine!
まだだよ。
You still don't have any conclusive evidence. You'll be able to keep me behind bars. You'll never reveal the truth of this case to the world.
そうとも限
I
らない
wouldn't be so sure about that. You see, I bit you and tasted all of the blood of your victims, and now they're going to submit my tongue as evidence and scan the DNA, and everyone will know because I'm Gross Detective that has this weird-ass ability, and I just want her to go away literally forever. And then, wait, don't we have a command for this? Hermé stands before the quartering Duke and produces a slip of paper from her pocket that reads, "This button may cause death."
この紙
Do you remember this, I wonder? It was stuck to the elevator panel when Renegade died. You were worried about this little note, so you pushed the button, right?
それがどういう
What are you getting at?
警告を無視して
Ignoring a
行動したこと
warning
に
which
よる
resulted
殺
in
傷
death?
は
That's a potential
過失致死傷罪に当たる
involuntary
可能性がある
manslaughter charge.
この場合本当に過失だったかどうかたっぷり調べなきゃいけ
That's
ない
so stupid. Oh no! Oh my fucking god! You're so right, Tenkai. At least we have the banger song. We'll have to
At
find out.
times like this, you just have to act yourself. WWID.
Super. We'll have to find out just how involuntary it was.
Like,
今
yeah.
の行動も含めてあなたには意図的に死を
There's
引き
reason
起
to
こす
believe
疑
you
惑がある
intentionally
もの
caused a fatality.
余罪
I'll
に
be
つ
sure
い
to
て
really dig in and see what I discover about this and your other offenses. So, make no mistake, Inescapable was a worse game than this. That's so disgusting. Inescapable was a worse game, but like, it left an impression on the channel that I fear this game will get forgotten as soon as I finish playing it. It was the TMS of visual novels. But TMS is actually a good game. It just has a whack story. That's the legitimate truth. TMS is legitimately a good game. Keylooker. This is the most memorable part of the game. Yeah, there will be no English commands for this game. Big shortcoming. If I have to skip all of the dialogue, is it a good game? I mean, I would argue the dialogue was only truly skippable for the side quests. In the main quest, it was camp. But boy did I despair when the game would be like side quest time, and I'd see, and I'm like, oh, fucking no. But at least the gameplay was good. You have to at least give it that, Rosen. What right do you have? The same right as any FBI operative, of course. In addition to my role as the DA, I'm also one of their active agents. Oh, she's... And the others are just as shocked. The news did say the FBI joined the investigation, but didn't think Gourmet was with them. Yeah, we didn't play Wordle. Oh, the Wordle group Wordle was really fun. What was the word we started every Wordle with? Audio? That was broken. That was a broken strategy. Who told me about that? Was it? I feel like it was Bubble Wand. My mission was to secure the individual known as the Invincible Detective. I hid my identity all this time for the sake of my duty, but it's finally paid off. You blabbed away your own accord, revealing the whole enchilada. It's left me no option but to assert that you were the cause of Renegade's death. You completely fell for his trap. Fuck Renegade, man. Fuck Renegade. That bastard at the very end, You're under arrest, Quartering Duke. We'll get the full story out of you back at the station. That's my line I'm supposed to say, right? Try to lick. Inescapable would have been real painful if the other routes were played. Yeah. I did not. I could not do the other routes in Inescapable. That game was just... Handcuffs click as the Duke's wrists are bound. Robbed of his freedom and the will to resist, he plants his face in the grass and lies motionless. I get the sense we finally brought this long, twisting case to a... We all look toward the bright light of dawn. In the distance, I hear a steam whistle. DA's rescue ship has finally arrived. Certainly drag their feet. They're actually right on time. We've just apprehended the Quartering Duke after all. I'm famished, the girl said, clutching her stomach. She sinked. Seems the boat will take a bit. How about I fix us up some breakfast? We can think of it as a little victory banquet.
グッドアイデアなのである。
Wondrous proposal. Sir incompetent, let us make haste to the research facility. Yeah, come
ほら、
on.
秀く君、
Let's go
一緒に行こう。
together.
僕たちはこれから長い付き合いになるんだからね。
The amount of sympathy that the main character has for known serial killers is so baffling. It really doesn't make any sense. This bothered me with Downtown, and it's bothering me again. The Duke. No. Doleful's head hangs low. I offer a shoulder, but stumble when he puts his full weight on me. His leaden body drained of all strength. But I keep on taking one step after another, supporting a while. Who knows what the future has in store? There's no doubt that a tragedy unlike any we've seen before lies in our fate. Even so, there's no way I'll stop walking. Great, we got the breakfast ending. Let's go back in time and save Ideal. For the lives of those I call my allies, for those who died by the Duke's hand, and for her, the one who supported me until the very end, I resolve to shoulder all of these lives as I continue.
さようなら、
Goodbye, Saika.
サイカ。
I whisper quietly to myself. As I do, I feel a fond and familiar presence from behind, warm as the morning sun.
ありがとうワト君。
So there has to be another route, right? Right? There's no way. They really didn't explain why we were able to talk to Saika. Oh, great. Can you share with the class, Jordan? I don't feel like we beat the game because there's clearly something else we're supposed to do in the beginning of the game so that Doleful doesn't go with Saika and she lives. Right? We have to do that again, I think. I'm gonna go pee, and then we'll do this. Hi. After receiving minor medical attention, we're all ushered on a boat owned by the DA. Quartering Duke, formerly known as Doleful Detective, is restrained on the same ship. No one said anything yet, but I'm sure I'm headed toward a clash with the leader of the DA, Vidocq. After all, if the truth of this case comes to light, the world will probably be thrown into an even greater chaos than Daedalus Knight incident had caused. The Daedalus Knight organization to which the Duke belonged isn't my only enemy. I'm sure both the DA and the world at large will denounce me. But still, I won't hesitate. From the bottom of my heart, I've sworn to keep walking this path, for the sake of all my friends who've died as well.
不安じゃないのか？
Aren't you worried?
きっとこの先は
Make no mistake, the thorny path ahead will make the events on Morgue seem like a cakewalk in comparison.
その道に突き落としたのは君じ
But
ゃないか
aren't you the one who forced me down that path in the first place?
まあその通り
I
な
suppose you have a
の
point
し
there,
かしその
but
おかげ
thanks to
で
that, I now
君
feel
への
enough
罪
guilt
悪
to
感が
appear
新たに生まれて
by your side
こう
once
して
more.
自分の決断を
Have
尊
pride
ぶ
in
よ
your determination, Watto.
また
それはそうだね
Yeah, I will. In a way, I'm glad, Saika. I don't know if the Saika before me is just an illusion, but the truth doesn't matter. From now on, I'm going to live for both of us. Together, we can shoulder the role of ideal detective. That's one thing I know for certain.
何を物思いにふけっていますの？
Just what are you pondering so deeply? The real trial has yet to come, Chief.
作戦会議をしましょう。
Let's hold a strategy
今
meeting.
後の課題
We're
が
still
山積みです。
facing a huge number of challenges ahead. Tosh and Techi's summons brings me to my feet. There's no time to rest. We need to figure out how we intend to close the Quartering Duke case. The first order of business is already decided. Our plan to outwit the DA going forward needs a concise name. Detectives are vital in the wake of tragedies. In other words, if the world was purged of tragedy, there would be no use for detectives. If we could create such a reality, there's no question it would be a truly peaceful world. That's why we purposefully decide on this designation for our future efforts. Hey Thomas, happy Saturday. The Detective Elimination Project. Okay. Take us... Give me an explanation. I don't think it's review time.
番組の途中ですが、簡単なアンケートを行います。左の八つ咲き人形のプレイ。
So we need to get to the part with Saika.
私、
Also, hey Spectro.
今一度質問だ。君たちは彼が好きかい？さあ、ここからは君たちも楽しんでくれ。
The options were grayed out because we'd already chosen them.
用なんて何も
I am curious.
あなたが持っているそれって
So it remembers the ones that we've completed, meaning that we are supposed to go back in and do this again. Yeah. Okay. We're going until the Psycho decision.
無
Wait,
礼な発言ばかりして本当にすみません老師探偵さん
wait, what the fuck was that?
よしてくれ。誤解。聞きたいことは山積みだろうが、イエスかノーでこ。
僕は
Alright. He knocks us out.
お前さんには参加する義務があるんだよ。この探偵撲滅。
Yeah. Target. First time we saw the Target employee, we didn't even know what to think. Little did we know we would be tormented for 40 hours by Target employees. Then we wake up on the island. The way that CG looks so similar to the Danganronpa V3 intro with Shuichi. MC looks so much like Shuichi. Oh, let's wait. No doubt about it, I've got to check this building out. It'd be risky to just blindly trust Senior Detective after all. These circular icons are obviously people, which would indicate others are already in there. It makes a lot more sense to meet with them here instead of wandering around on my own. Senior Detective must be trying to prevent me from joining with anyone else. That's gotta be it. I speak aloud, desperately trying to calm my frantic heartbeat. With great trepidation, I slowly approach the entrance. A dark shadow is faintly visible from the glass door of the building. Just as I had suspected, there are other people. Without a moment of hesitation, I push the glass door and rush inside. Hello, I'm a new member of the Detective Alliance, and... My voice hitches and my eyes widen like saucers as my train of thought comes to a grinding halt. All the shock of seeing the horrific scene that... A large mound rests in the open space beyond the entryway, a haphazard pile, blackened and dead, reeking of rotten cheese and fetid footage. Convincing myself that it's fake, I draw closer. Then I lock eyes with one. Its cloudy gaze, a stark reminder of our shared mortality. It's heartbreakingly clear this corpse once belonged to me. My stomach lurches, its contents spilling from my mouth. I can't take it, sinking to my knees. I suck in heavy breaths as my heart hammers so hard it threatens to burst. Senior Detective must have known. Regret fills me for not heeding this warning. I want to run, to break away and leave this place forever. I desperately focus all of my energy into every lung of every being. But my pulse won't slow down. In fact, it keeps growing faster. My chest burns like it's on fire. No matter how hard I try to inhale, my chest aches more and more until I finally can no longer breathe. What's happening? I can't. My instincts tell me I've got to get outside, but my limbs are numb from the lack of oxygen. Heavy and useless, I'm as if I'm deep underwater. I crawl, inching along like a caterpillar, but the exit is too far away. A feeling of doom overwhelms me as my strength ebbs away. I can't breathe. I need air. I can't take any more of this. Please help me. Desperate, I try to scream, but I can't muster a sound. The pain is agonizing. All thoughts leave my head, despite knowing no one will save me. My mind still cries out, help someone, please. Help. I can't breathe. It hurts. I need to get out. I don't want to die. Help. Somebody, please help me. Help me. Help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. Something snaps, my vision fails, but at least the pain in my chest is fine. Wow. Okay. My god, who are you guys? Alright.
老子のまあ渋谷
仲間同士
So,
いや飛躍
okay. Are we gonna have to do the whole investigation? Right, because he passed out.
行かなくて
I mean, yeah, if there really is not, oh god, if there's not a second route,
バラの匂いと絨毯の色で全然気づかないビンゴだ
there actually has to be.
It's funny, really.
道具じゃないです
There actually has to be a second route, because there was something that we couldn't select the first time around.
うるせ
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Nano.
それは企業
え大和さんは科学くん
Well, theoretically, downtown won't die in this route. No one should die.
またワイヤーだな。承知で。な。め。
Yep.
ここで重要となるエントランスホー
So,
ル
butchered old man
隠し通路の前
who was apparently in cahoots with the Duke from the start anyways.
外に出るまでよ
その通り
やっ
耳を澄ま
そんな悪魔
なあ。
はじ
You know what?
はい止ま
It makes sense that we'll have to redo the first investigation, because I missed one of the little obtainable points in this one. But I also remember this investigation was the hardest one in the game.
皆さん
But maybe it's just because we didn't know the game as well at that point? It still felt like I needed to min-max. Oh hey!
えそ
Ideal is alive, that's so weird.
さありたこの事件の輪郭さあ探偵諸君反撃たまビピあもビ
私もど
あそ私ほさいそれまいき
た
あけこのあわはずあ
い
こそでおそらくもだよただたんさわさ探偵同盟の諸君
いはつ。
つまり
全然わかん
僕もです
我では。
あない
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. So, I think we got. Wait. Wait. You guys, Psycho was not playable. Was she?
私に話してみろ
I thought that Psycho wasn't there. But I could be wrong. Oh. Also, wait, everyone is intervenable. Remember, everyone wasn't intervenable in these early chapters. Oh, shit. Okay. So we're gonna move him over there. We're gonna move you over here. Let's preliminary. Why should I cooperate with you? I can handle this much on my own. Very. Yeah. Chandelier is all nicked up. Posh, can you take a look at this? The scratches, could they be a hint as to how the culprit killed Senior Detective? Where is armor? Wait! Wait! What is going on? Armor is not here and neither is Renegade. No, but Nano. I remember Renegade was in the library for this one. I think we might have missed a little bit of new dialogue. The corner of the carpet has been cut off. It would seem my theory is on the mark. First, this intuition of mine. Gordon warned us that this would happen. Gordon didn't do anything! Okay, wait. Inference. Assistance is 8. This is a 12. Oh my god, his stats are insanely good. Why must I investigate with you? Asked the girl, her lips pouting in dissatisfaction. Don't say that. Think of this as a chance to learn from your father. Arts do hold a rustic charm, though having to add to the firewood every time is a bit of a hassle. Firewood, that's it. I mean, so that's it, mused the girl, finally pinning down what seemed to miss. Beep, 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 beep. This song is still a banger. Okay. Scrap of the carpet. When we approach it scientifically, there's only one explanation for how it was cut. Quick! We need to investigate the floor in the entrance hall! Okay... So we have access to everybody in the first chapter, and there's no Renegade? Okay. This is very interesting. Okay, so you... Inspect. And you... Inspect. Roy has blessed us in VNs. Oh, if you're saying that, I should probably look. Oh my god, Roy! That is fucking amazing! No renegade means incompetent wasn't attacked. Yeah. She's Licky Licky Detective from now on. Someone's handkerchief is here? I feel like I've seen it before a long, long time ago. To think the research facility would be targeted. Even the denouement was unable to predict this outcome. The crime was executed meticulously, leaving not a single trace to go off of. The culprits must be at least somewhat aware of my ability. A trap of this magnitude would require a major time commitment from a trusted individual, and the sole person capable of such a thing is... There's only one name that comes to mind. It's okay, we'll check the logs, Nano, after we clear this investigation. We should still be able to view it. There's only one name that comes to mind. This could only be his doing, but I hate to even consider the possibility. He supported the DA since its founding. It's entirely too hard to believe, too dreadful to fathom. Lady Ideal, ventilation efforts for the research facility continue. I'm told the air has been almost entirely cleansed of toxins. Oh, I see. Thank you, Armor. In that case, let us waste no time relocating of corpses still laying within. Those were my allies, fighting alongside me in the DA, my family. I can't bear leaving them in such a sorry state. Armor doesn't budge. That's peculiar. He usually springs into action the moment I give him an order. Something the matter? Were my directions unclear? Are you without a family, Lady Ideal? Did I not just say the members of the Detective Alliance were my family? You misunderstand. I am inquiring of your birth family, tied to you by blood. Have you none to speak of? I can tell as much from your countenance. My younger sister, estranged from me for so long ago... What? That's why he moved the corpse? Because she's his sister? What? Wait. Wait. We're getting new info. Wait. This is the dialogue that I think might have been new. Wait. Let's give the other detectives their instructions and stick close if you would. I wish to avoid moving alone. There's nary a soul in this passageway. Where could the other detectives have gone to investigate? Perhaps you should try using the map function on your D-pad. Why should I cooperate? That's what she said right before we started investigating. Okay. So, another thing that I'm noticing is that in the first run of Chapter 1, we investigated the crime scene. Like, we had to click on things. And we didn't do that this time. And it's looking like Ideal Detective said, let's not even bother examining this room. Okay. Saika Yoroi. Huh? Born with pale skin and white hair, she was rejected by her father and offered up by the Yoroi family. That was your younger sister. See now. You thought to join the DA because you suspected I might be your long-lost sister. Is that right? How nostalgic. I've completely forgotten my father, but even now I can recall my older brother's kindness. When I was made to dye my hair black, he alone stood beside me, supporting me until I met Watto and gained the courage to face tragedy head-on. Your love for family hasn't wavered even once. I'm moved to say the least. It is you, Saika! I have searched for so long. Though I failed to protect you previously, I swear to you I shall. However, I'm afraid you are mistaken. I am not Saika Yoroi, nor do I recall having an elder brother. In fact, I have no blood relatives at all. My apologies for dashing your hopes, but let's leave things at that and speak no more of it. Saika's gate! Jordan, that's kind of perfect. I reject my older brother's claim decisively. I am Ideal Detective after all. I'm a target for criminals around the world. I must remain untouchable, no family or weaknesses to speak of. At any rate, relocating those bodies is our foremost priority. We'll also want to make a thorough investigation of the matter. Wait, I beg you! Armor blocks my path before he continues speaking. No, it means not for us to be reunited at this juncture. I've no right to call myself your kin, and I cannot fathom your disgust for me. However, I shall continue to love you as a brother does. I shall always aid you when danger strikes, so please, be of good cheer. Speaking these thoughts to you was enough. In becoming a detective, I am now able to aid you in times of peril. For this, I am eternally grateful. He's just the same as ever. I'm hit by a deep wave of nostalgia, nearly causing my stern expression to waver. Part of me wants to respond the way I would have in bygone days, when I was no more than a clingy younger sister, but I can't. Saika Yoroi is long dead. When I decided to live as Ideal Detective 10 years ago, I abandoned my past and never looked back. After letting out a laborious sigh, I hardened my expression once more. I wonder if he realized it in that timeline, Nano. I'm the chief. You ought to be mindful when you address me. My apologies, Lady Ideal. However, come what may, I shall always stand by your side. As such, I pledge that we shall survive this and return together. Simply seeing your smile once again is enough for me. With that, Armor scurries off into the research facility with gusto. I had guessed at his true nature, but to think his motives were so pure. Some people never change, it seems, even after 10 years. I feel a bit ashamed for doubting his intentions in my first place. I wonder how Watto's doing. If everything's gone according to plan, he should be waiting for dinner, right? Wait. Why does she know that he was brought to the island? Illusory Detective regularly updates me on his status, but this will be our first time speaking directly in 10 years. I'm honestly rather giddy. Just as Armor never stopped seeing me as his sister, I hope you're the same as ever too, Watto. I smile wryly as I anticipate meeting with him once more, a moment I've long awaited. Why didn't we get Armor's name? Boo! Okay. There's nothing else to analyze. This is only a 9. Why can't she assist?
甘味観測雨あられもう謎はお腹いっぱい
何かご用ですか？私たちなら解けますわ。
Oh, the floor. On closer inspection, I can see gaps between the boards. Maybe that explains how sound travels so easily down below. The gaps are also wide enough to pass a wire through. This might have something to do with how the culprit dismembered the body. There's a switch on the wall. I'm sure Watto would be in for a surprise if I made him flip this. Just picturing it excites me. Are you... We can analyze the wall switch. So let's move out here. Hey, Amelie. Alright, analysis complete. I see, the switch winds the chandelier's chain back up, suspending it from above. Were you to utilize that potential energy... Okay. Who's left? Oh, them. Yeah. We'll go over. Do. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. Wait, this is... Oh. Chief, thanks for the 4 months. Hi. Hey, text-to-speech actually called me Pangy and not Pangy. I feel like that's a first. Will you be joining us for Among Us tonight, sir? I hope you're feeling okay. Assistance 4, huh? Interesting point, Pangy. Don't you dare, Ja! Actually, like, I'm able to get close. Alright, let's have him go there. We're gonna infer. Is her assistance shit? It's actually better to infer with her, too. And then...
We're on commission. Quick test. Pangy, 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 Pangy.
Wait! 2 text-to-speeches happened and they did different things. Why? One said Pangy, 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 Pangy. The other one said Pangy, 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 Pangy. Unbelievable! Classic. Okay, let's go over here. Yeah. Is there anything else to analyze? Did we check?
We're on commission.
Violence is on
Think
sale
the
today.
closest was Pangy.
Oh. Thanks for the bits, babe. I appreciate it. How are you feeling? Let's move. Let's move him all the way in here. And you too. Oh, it's basically, it's almost donezo. Beep 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 beep. I wish that you could rotate the camera. This trap utilizes not yoga mysticism, but chains retracted by a switch. Simple and repeatable. If used in the crime, evidence may linger above us. We should get a closer look at the ceiling then, right? I'm lighter than you, Mystic, so let me go in your place. Okay. Interesting that chapter 1 is apparently different, so we need to pay attention.
お疲れ様。最高にときめく指示だったぞ。君がそばにいてくれて本当に良かった。
Alright, really quick guys, I'm gonna step away for like 5 minutes. I will be back. And then we will keep going. So I will see you guys in a sec. How dare you?
Where are you?
What are you doing?
Hurry! Hurry! Hurry, hurry, hurry! Hurry, hurry! Our guests are about to arrive!
We're way behind schedule.
No time to lose.
Shut up.
You shut up too.
Oh my.
You know, I hear all this commotion from my living room, and I just knew it was Ifrit. Like, there was not a doubt in my mind that it was Ifrit. Anyway, hi guys, I'm back. Sorry, took a call.
My goodness, how awful!
So, alright, you guys, I'm conflicted. I'm feeling like... Hi, Ifrit. I'm feeling like we're not gonna get to the end of this game today. Now would be the time to spam classic. Because it seems like there's enough different on this route. Like, is Armor Detective's page full? No. We're legitimately on another route.
No.
皆に暖炉
All
の
the
ある
others
リビ
to
ン
meet
グ
by
で
the fireplace. We
私
should
たち全員
hurry.
この複雑
理想さん
The downtown route? Well, I think downtown's page is not finished. Okay, it is. Inui Sanai. What's the real reason you brought me to this island? Can't help but ask. I need to know the rest of what's going to say earlier. After all, why would someone as bumbling as myself be invited to stand amongst a talented crowd of detectives? Oh, this is where we get attacked by what's his fuck.
すまない意地悪が
Spirited. I think she said this last time too.
君の困り顔が見たいと私の中のいたずら棒まあ10年ぶりの再会なんだサプライズをしたいという
First meeting in 10 years? Wait, did you just call me Watto? Only one person I met 10 years ago by that name. Why would he say that? Why would he say that? Is Watto not his name?
ずっと再会する日を夢見てきたんだ私の本名はサイカ・シェリンフォード・ホームズ
シェリンフォード・ホームズ
10年前に君に嘘だ
サイカちゃんが
落ち着け君はどうやらあの牢獄での記憶を忘却してしま無理に思い出そうとして
僕は
ああ先ほどみんなの前で語った言葉敵は私が思うよりもずっと狡猾で君をこの場に呼んだのはほん
本当にサイカちゃんなの
So, they updated her page saying that her real name is Saika Yayoi. Why would he say only one person calls him by his own name? That actually makes no sense. Is it really you, Saika? Finally used my name. Couldn't be happier. We detectives only share our true names with those we completely trust.
だから
まだ僕にはだけどだって今まで何度も
So why didn't Renegade interrupt us?
100%理想さんの言葉が。
ああ、望むところだよワト君。一つだけお願いするとしたら二人きりの時くらい。
いや、それは。
Yeah, this is the same
じ
as
ゃあせめ
before.
て。
わかりました。
よし、有効の。さて、それで。
Okay. Hey, everyone. Oh, Renegade's here. Wait, what the fuck?
やあ、探偵諸君。みんなのおかげで老子探偵を八つ咲きにした。
教えてください。明らかにしないといけない。
それは老子家族くんの言う通り。家族くんの考えではどのように。ズバリシャンデリアのトラップと。
シャンデリアのトラップと連動？それって。
無能くん、粘土をできるだけきれいに両断。グッド。もし粘土を切り刻む原理で。
それって
察しがついたみたいだね。
でもさ、粘土じゃなくて人間の体じゃん。人力で
いい質。地下で老子探偵に絡まった。
犯人も少し。ズバリ犯人。
シャンデリアの落下を。
Okay, I'm just looking at this because we're gonna have to answer the questions.
犯人は老子探偵を薬か何かで眠らせた後、床へと落下させた状態のシャンデリアにワイヤーをくくりつけたのですわ。その後、床の隙。
床にワイヤーを通せる。
エントランスホールの床は地下に届いたワイヤー、シャンデリアが展示以上のようにして、犯人は
見事な推理だ。
I actually, like, don't remember a lot about this. Oh. So we can just choose the ones that. Alright, give me the next question, please.
Ah, 誰にでも犯行が可能である以上、もう推理。
悲劇など我々。
文学。
Right.
ちょっと意味で。
So we must have answered all these same questions the first time around because we had answers that were grayed out, which means I chose them the first time. Okay. Yep. Thank God. Hey, man.
では今回の八つ咲き校、その後後日だがその入れ以上のことから八つ咲き校が
Still inside the manor.
私たち全員で追い込んでやろうじゃないか。この嘘にまみれた悲劇を終わらせると言っ。まあ。
So now we need to get to the next part. This part will change drastically when we save Saika.
意識的に明るく。
Alright, here we are.
これにはうっす真っ黒に塗られている。
でも確認しないわけにも。
お待ちな。ヘリをあの場所によ。
あのヘリポートの地下には
議論している暇はないの。社畜くんに家族くん、渋谷
Workaholic, posh,
それに
downtown, techie, mystic, and bookworm. Wait, that doesn't include Doleful.
私たちが離れた隙に。
はい、確かに任されました。
こちらは我々に任せろ。
信頼しているよ。武装君とヤマト君、美食君、下道君は
Wait, and what is Doful supposed to do?
それとヒゲク君
Doful gets a high ground and keep watch.
そこの高台から様子を伺ってほしい。
僕も投稿します。
声も足も震えているぞ。本当に平気なのか。ヤマト君と共に遠くから
怖いですけど、だから遠目からでなく。よく言ったぜ、ヒゲクの坊ちゃん。あんた僕こう見えて年上かよ。すまねえ。
さて、
Okay.
無能君、もしかしたら先ほどの事件よりも。
So this... Of course, go with Holmes, right? That's the only selectable thing.
それでは探偵所敵の罠が待ち受ける。
Wait, we couldn't... Wait, what? We couldn't tell Doful to stay!
Yamato君、どうだ？だいぶ降りてきた。
すまねえ。輪郭はでも、どうやらヘリコプターではなさそう。
巨大なドラム缶？
気をつけてね、理想ちゃん。なんだかとっても
そそるし。飛脚殿は下がっていてくれ。何があろうとも。
Okay.
動いたって。
What? I could have sworn the first time around we had the option of, like, there was question marks that we couldn't choose, right?
皆さん逃げてください。これはこの気配は。
探偵諸君、洋館まで走って戻るぞ。
But we didn't get that this time. There was only one option the first time. Are you sure, Bubble One? I thought that there was some... Because I remember being in that scene and thinking, oh my god, we're gonna have to come back to this point.
何度も言わせないでくれ。私はかつて君に救われ。
We are trying. I thought we were going down a different route. But now I'm really confused.
ありがとう。
Well, that's that. サイカちゃん。
Is my memory just failing me? I could have sworn... Imagine it was a hotfix. I am so confused right now, you guys. Because I was certain that there was an option in the first playthrough that we could not select. I'm actually tempted to go back and look at the VOD. It was licked away. Oh my god, Kuro, you're obsessed!
了解ベスト
僕が引き寄せる脅威の恐ろしさ
あれで傷一つ
This is the same as last time. What is happening?
What? そうに決まっています。
我がもっとつ
受けていないわけがないです。で、さ、
この洋館に閉じ込められている限り、どちら
だからこそ、犯人ちゃんはこちらに。
美食さん？
ちょっと疲れてお顔がこわばっちゃったわ。今日はもうお風呂で私たちはみんなで協力して。
僕も作りたいものがあるので。
飛脚さん？どうして謝ったんですか？
だってきっとポリーダー一人なら無事に逃げてこられたはずなんだ。
飛脚顔を上げてください。過去に何があったかは知りませんけど、二人が落石で足止めを。僕なんて。
それは違うぞ、無能殿。
うわっ！
リーダー殿を守るのは我の使命。それに無能
I
殿は
thought something was happening.
そうだ、さっき地下でプラズマナックル。
Apparently not. I don't think any of this is new.
いや、あの時は
What?
あのような指示を出せ。この恩は決しては。
はい、男どもストップ。
いた。
Yeah, I remember this part. Ooh, is there? I'm like actually tempted to Google if there's multiple routes in this game.
続きは食堂で話そうか。きっと他のみんな。あ、俺は。
いや。
だって、
あのような事件の後なのだ。
それって。
Yeah, please tell me, Bubble One.
ああ、この鎧さえ着ていれば、父の開発した鎧を過信している。次に対峙する際は、我は必ずあの奇妙なからくりメカを粉砕してみせよう。我が命と誇り、そして磨き上げてきたこの鎧にかけてな。
There is only one ending?
The predicted outcome.
My goodness, how awful!
Okay. You know what, if we're gonna talk about the game, let's at least have a good song in the background. I feel like the budget went to that intro video that we just watched, which actually looked really good. Unlike the rest of the game. Alright. I'm gonna give this game a 5.5 out of 10. It basically didn't... It didn't deliver on really any level to what I wanted it to do. I think the setting and the cast of characters were like... It was there. Nah, this was not Steins Gate levels of bad. It had potential, but it just didn't live up to, like, basically anything that I wanted it to. Even the board game investigation I thought was so cool the first time, but it wasn't implemented well. Like, they could have made puzzles with it, or, like, interesting things. I think my biggest issue with the game is that, first of all, the overarching story was initially interesting, and then they didn't do anything with it. We just battled target robots for hours on end, and were lost constantly. People died, and the main character felt sympathetic for the killers, which doesn't really make any sense. The looping argument with Doleful at the end of the game, there has to be a reason why the Quartering Duke made us think it was a woman, but then it was Doleful anyways, like, it got dropped. It all just feels really convoluted and half-baked, and, unfortunate. Foundation of a good game, yes. Execution, pretty poor. So, yeah, I wouldn't even recommend Process of Elimination to other visual novel enjoyers. It's just kind of a game. Like, did they even explain how Saika was able to be seen by the main character? Because of the denouement, we can see ghosts and communicate with them because we are close to her? That doesn't make any sense. Gourmet being like, haha, I'm in the FBI, and also there's a note that was written by Renegade, ? And we're gonna use it as incriminating evidence to get you in trouble. Like, that's the one piece of evidence that is gonna lead us back to convicting Doleful, who is apparently the Quartering Duke. It's all just so hilariously stupid. After she was about to kill herself. For no reason. Oh, and then the collars were magically gone. Another thing I needed there to be some bridge between the evidence that we find and us understanding what the evidence is before the characters discuss it. Yeah, Gourmet's character honestly was really not well written. In the last 2 chapters of the game, she went from like casual big sister Onechan to I'm gonna kill everybody out of my sense of duty to kill the Quartering Duke. It's just weird. It was really fucking weird. The investigation song was amazing. This title song, amazing. The art, like, the character designs were honestly fine for me. I liked most of them except Gourmet. But, I just, man. I have this is just a bad feeling. Like, a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah, 5.5 out of 10 I think is fair. Does Chad agree?
Yes.
It's weird that they added new scenes for the same story. Yeah, Nano, it actually has me wondering if it's RNG whose flashback you get each time there's an investigation. That could legitimately be it, and that's their attempt at making there be replay value, but I'm sorry, I don't care. It looks like in order. Oh, okay, so there is an order. Okay. How do you complete the other profiles? You have to play through the game again and do the investigations, and the spots that you get, the investigation spots where you get 1 per investigation and only the MC can observe them, those change. That's it. I'm gonna go Rage P, 1 second.
The God of Chaos is enraged!
Some investigation nodes only appear if you got S rank in previous investigation. So I got S rank